Hey everyone, this is Monk. I'm here with my co-host Brian Trash.
Yo,
I'm here to tell you that at some point along the way in the last few episodes, we've really lost sight of the mission statement of the podcast. We've gone on for a little bit long on sort of irrelevant tangents and just really wasting all's time, you know. So we're gonna really refocus on what the podcast is actually about, and it's not about explaining the plot of a movie to you or going through bit by bit and showing you everything that happened. It's about how Brian and I are intrinsically cooler than you, and there's nothing you can do about it. You might be able
and
to
you're
watch
just gonna
some
have
of
to deal with that.
the. You might be able to watch some of the movies that we like, but that's as close as you could possibly get. So with the end of the season 1 of the podcast is now behind us, ending with Sin City, and we're on to season 2, where we'll have more laughs per second than any podcast on the planet. And you know what else we have for season 2, Brian?
What's that?
We have this theme song that you made, our own beautiful
Oh,
baby Brian Trash.
I made a theme song?
Yes, you did make a theme song. Would you like to hear
Wow.
the theme song that you made for the first
I
time?
would like to hear that theme song I made.
All right, here's the theme song that you made for the first time.
This is all the power you ever had. Now it is mine. Pity there is not more time for us.
You tell him it's open season on all suckheads.
Just gonna have to teach you a lesson. No more clowning around. Fire alert!
Is that gasoline I smell? No, man. No!
Welcome everyone to Edging with Trash and Monk. I'm Monk.
And I'm Trash.
Introducing ourselves twice. We're not usually
yeah.
gonna do that.
No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we will.
Maybe we will.
Maybe it's funny. I don't know.
I think it kind of fucks to
write in
introduce
about it.
ourselves like a bunch, you know?
I like to. Hey, everybody, it's me, Brian Trash. And I'm here with my co-host.
Your co-host?
You're not gonna
Wait,
do it.
Where?
Where? Where?
Huh? Who are they?
Where? Huh?
You have a new co-host? You're replacing me?
No, I'm talking about you. You ding dong.
Oh. It's me,
Oh.
Cursed Monk.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, new format where we talk more about bullshit that is
Yeah.
you know, tangentially related to the movie. And less about just outlining the movie for 2 hours. Cause I don't not everyone's gonna get this, but the abiding hatred I have for EFAP, and then falling into doing EFAP, I don't like it. I didn't like it, and we talked about it, and we fixed it. It's better now.
It is much better now. Although I actually was going to ask you what we're doing for this episode, even though we talked about it yesterday.
Monk has
And
hit the
forgot.
pen.
That's the thing I was
Many-
forgetting.
Monk keeps hitting the pen, and it's
Yeah.
it's causing problems at home.
It is. It really is. Brian,
so-
have I talked about the new idea for a strain of weed I have on the podcast yet?
No, you have not.
So listen up, all you marijuana entrepreneurs out there. This is an idea ripe for the stealing, but if you steal it, make sure to give me my royalties. You should make a strain of weed called fucking Home Wrecker, and it's because it ruins your life. It's got like
Smoking
smoking
on
that shit
pen
that makes
kills you.
smoking on that pen that makes you abandon your family.
Oh god. Oh shit. Yeah, I mean that sounds hype.
There
I
should
know
be
a lot of
like
people would probably be really into that. You know?
like a picture on the cover of like this like dude, and it's like he's in like in this dark room. He's got like his big old bong out, smoking on that big glass tube of joy, you know. And
Yeah, Tube of Joy. Yeah,
and you can
That's what
see
they
in
call
the
it, right?
background. You can see in the background, there's like a door open, and there's like a big light coming in, and there's a woman walking out of the room. And there's like a note on the coffee table in front of him, and it says, "John, it's me or the weed," and he chose the weed.
And he chose the weed.
That's what that home wrecker
you know-
shit does to you.
I'm just loving the idea of there being commercials for weed.
It's just the packaging. It's not like a commercial. It's like one little piece of art on the like bag or whatever, like the 9/11
Okay,
pack
but-
or whatever.
Smoking on the 9/11 pack.
You haven't seen the 9/11
but
pack?
what if it was?
Or Gas
but
City
what
Hitler?
if it is? Okay, but what if it was an ad? That's what I'm saying. Is like, what if it was a TV ad
Yeah.
for weed?
You want to make
That'd be
that
great.
too? We could do that. How much is a TV
I'd
ad?
make that.
How much is an ad on like public access television in Seattle?
Probably free.
I think it probably would be. I think if your ad was creatively enriching enough, I think they just air it as content because it's public access.
Yeah, if it was creatively enriching and not like actually an ad, if it was like a fake ad for a fake product.
That's true. You ever fuck
You
with
know?
public access?
Yeah, I actually had a couple of shows on public access.
Oh yeah.
When I was in college.
Hell yeah.
And I'm very proud of them, despite them being perhaps a bit mid.
Yeah. Speaking
Yeah,
about
you know.
things we're very proud of, despite them being perhaps a bit mid. Brian, you want to talk more about the show we're doing today?
What we're going to be doing today? So the idea, the new idea, fresh, new, exciting, is that we're going to just choose pieces that we really like from the movie and talk about them. We can talk about like, you know, generally what happens in the movie as like
Yeah.
a once over real quick. But also I just don't want to spoil the movie for people because, you know,
I can't promise.
maybe
no
you want to
spoilers.
watch it and haven't seen it, you know?
I can't promise no spoilers. It's like
Well, it's
I
not
can-
no spoilers, but like light spoilers, you know? I don't
Yeah.
want people to go into the movie and be like, yeah, I've basically watched this movie because I've heard two weirdos on the internet completely describe the movie in
I don't know if light
intense
spoilers
detail.
is also the way to go. Like if we did an episode on The Sixth Sense, we're not gonna not
Uh-huh.
talk about how he was actually Luke Skywalker's dad, you know?
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. Maybe okay, so maybe that's not what I mean. I mean, not like no spoilers or light spoilers, but like we're not just gonna like tell you the
Tactical
movie.
spoilers with
You
intent.
know, when I was like a small autistic child and fucking would talk about Star Wars or Pokemon at such length that that my folks had to tell me to stop. That kind of thing, you know what I mean? Where it's like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want that for you, audience. I'm trying to be kind to you, because I could tell you all about the E11 blaster, or you know, I don't know. I don't think I could do
E11
Pokemon anymore. I think
blaster.
I've actually lost that one.
E11
Yeah.
Blaster, I hardly know her.
Yeah, there you go. So, you know, the idea is instead to just choose things that we like about the movies and talk about them, and then also talk about ourselves a lot because
We're cooler
ultimately,
than you.
I think one thing, we're cooler than you, and self-love in like a you know, sort of narcissistic better than you
Mhm.
kind of way is I think good content, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that because we love ourselves, and definitely don't hate ourselves. I'll tell you that. Okay, we don't hate ourselves. I'm going to keep telling myself.
Before we talk about
everybody, welcome to Edging with Trash and Monk. I'm Trash.
I'm Monk. Brian, I want to get into another piece of bullshit before we actually start talking about the movie.
Oh, for sure.
I want to get into a segment I haven't run this by you at all, so I'm putting you on
Okay,
the spot
yeah.
here.
Yeah, let's go.
The segment's called "Who Have You Recommended the Podcast to This Week?"
This week.
Have you told anyone to listen to Edging with Trash and Monk in the past 7 days?
Well, it's been a light week at work, so I haven't forced any of my coworkers to listen to it yet.
Yeah,
But that's my usual MO.
your usual MO.
You know, and because these are people that will listen to things like the balkanized cum town, or I don't know.
Name a
all
second
sorts of shit.
podcast challenge.
Yeah. Adam Friedland show. No, that's just what I was describing. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of podcasts out there, and I don't listen to very many of them because. What do you think? I got time to do that?
I'm here to listen to myself talk.
I'm trying to watch Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm doing with my time. I'm getting that background information, everybody. When we're going to get around to Star Wars, when we've got enough people watching this podcast that we end up doing a Star Wars series where I just express my filth.
Yeah.
My filthy ways for y'all.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so sorry that it's going to have to happen eventually. But yeah.
Brian, that's great and all that you have not been doing your part in promoting the show this week. Let me tell you about the real work, spreading the message to the people that I've been doing.
Please tell me more. Tell me more about this.
I was on my way home from work today, and because I live in Dallas, I live like outside my workplace is outside of any of the fucking DART areas. So I have to take an Uber every day to get to work. Because my eyesight ain't no good, and I don't drive no more, or at all, or ever,
or ever.
So
not once,
not even once. Actually, no, I did drive one time with my dad in the passenger seat, and I was like a teenager, and I almost wrecked his car.
Hell yeah.
It's very stressful, the idea of piloting a big piece of machinery that kills people around.
It is. And also, I mean, you just kind of have like an enmity with cars, motor vehicles generally. So I get it. And so I can relate because when I was very, very briefly living in New York, it was a little more than a month.
Did you tell anyone you were walking over here?
Yeah. Oh, all the time. And in New York, I developed this kind of abiding hatred for cars. So whenever I'm walking around places, I'm like actively seeking out violence with vehicles, like thinking about damaging vehicles with things that I'm holding. It's been a problem since I was like 20. And I'm in my mid 30s, everybody.
So you have road rage is what you're saying.
I have road rage when I'm walking. But I don't have road rage when I'm on the road.
You know what you need is like an equalizer for as a pedestrian.
Yeah.
I think pedestrians should be allowed to shoot any driver they see. I think that's
right.
self-defense. If you see a car and they're acting like an asshole, I think you standing on the sidewalk should be able to pull out your Colt Magnum or whatever the fuck, blow their brains out.
Yeah, stand your walk. You know, that's the real thing. People are like, stand your ground. No, stand your sidewalk. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
If there's like a little man telling you to go, and the little man has like a little piece on him when you're in the crosswalk.
Yeah. Everybody who's every pedestrian should have a gun.
That's true. But then the moment you're done, you get in a car, you have to have it taken away from you by a big butler.
Yeah. Actually,
like a 10-foot tall butler.
Your gun is your identification card and also the key for your car.
Ooh.
So you have to like stop your car to get your gun.
You have to put like your gun in the ignition and then you shoot.
Yeah.
And that makes your car go.
Yeah, it's like a push button ignition, but for both
Full
bullets.
trigger ignition.
Yeah.
But anyway,
God.
so I was taking this
Yeah,
fucking
go for it.
Uber home, right?
Mhm.
And it's extremely funny having an Uber driver who is a terrible driver.
Hell yeah.
Extremely fun. I'm not even like this is gonna sound mean, but I genuinely think it's extremely funny to be in like the back seat of someone you've never met's car and they're missing their exit and they're like, well, I'm just gonna make a 90-degree turn right here to make the exit.
They're just gonna
in the
whip
middle of the
shitty
highway. Yeah, basically.
in the highway.
You're like driving like because like the exit like peels off, you know, and it's got like this metal barricade or whatever, and he's like he like misses it, but he like drives like over like an entire car length's worth of like the stripe section at like a 90-degree angle to the road, and then like turns left again to get onto the exit. And that's called the
driver.
That's called the DFW special, honestly. And the reason people fucking do that is because it takes 30 minutes to get back to where you were going if you miss your exit. And the fucking highways are like 18 miles wide.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
Just also,
yeah.
You know?
But it was very funny because I like to talk to people who are driving me around places. And I asked this guy what he like if Uber was his main gig or if it's his side gig. And this fucking jackass driver I asked him what he's doing. He says he's a CDL driver that works with hazmat.
Amazing.
And he's lugging like fuel around everywhere.
Normally I'm driving an amazing tanker truck full of fuel. But now that I'm driving, my driving got so much worse now that I'm driving a fucking sedan or whatever.
Now that I'm driving a like Honda fucking Civic. I don't know. I don't know what car yet. But
that fucking rocks.
Yeah, that was so I figured that guy since like he's like a truck driver was probably spending a lot of time on the road. And I gave him a hot tip. You should listen to this podcast that I'm doing, Edging with Trash. So if you've gotten this far, he literally Googled it and he bookmarked it on his Safari.
Fuck yeah. Let's go, dog.
So if you are the Uber driver I had, I deeply respect your commitment to driving like an insane person, and thank you for listening to this show.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We love our listeners, even when they are whipping shitties in the most destructive ways possible.
While driving a big tanker full of gasoline.
Fuck yeah. The boldness. I love
Hell
it.
Yeah.
Be bold. Be best. Goddamn, I love hard candy, dog.
You love hard candy? I love hard candy.
Yeah, Ricola drops are the best.
They are the best.
What you sipping on today?
I'm also sipping on a Ricola hard candy. What brand are you repping? Well, I guess not brand. What flavor Ricola?
Ricola brand.
Ricola brand Ricola.
I got the OG. I'm hopping on the OG Ricola. It's got like the whorehound, the fucking. Actually, they have all of the fucking the plants.
I think mine
on
also
the
has
wrapper.
all of the plants.
It's got the plants.
Is
on
there
the
no?
wrapper.
There's no like flavor.
Good. It tastes like herbs.
Yeah, but there's not like a big
herbs.
like I'm looking at mine is the honey lemon. Do you have like a
Yeah, mine says Ricola hold on, let me try and do this right. Originale. And it says original, and then it says original again. And then it also says okay, this is a tough one. I'm not very good at German. Original Krauterzucker. There we go.
That's not what it says.
It says that. I can take a picture and send it.
That's not real German. That's not fucking.
Okay, it might be fucking like Swiss. But that's
I'm
just
still
German.
skeptical.
That's just
Now,
German too.
are you repping the extra menthol liquid center? I guess not if you're on original.
No.
I guess you
No.
don't have it come in your mouth at the end.
No. I only do that with Halls.
What fucking herbs are in this one? I got peppermint, I got elder, wild thyme.
Okay.
Do have horehound. Thought you were making that one up.
Yeah.
Hyssop,
Whorehound's a classic.
sage. I got some
Hyssop,
linden
yeah, okay.
flower up in this bitch.
That's that shit.
You know it's
that's
going off
that
the chain
shit.
when you break out the linden flower.
You know the linden flower fucking takes it up a level, okay? It kicks it up a notch.
Bam.
Emerald Lagasse, bam. Yeah, god damn it. Oh god, I love Emerald Lagasse. Remember when Emerald?
I never watched Emerald. I only know about the Emerald character from
Fake-
Futurama.
Fake fan. Fake fan.
Yeah.
Emerald Lagasse, fucking excellent stage presence. I gotta say,
Yeah.
as cooking shows go, real fun guy. All right,
Yeah.
should we talk about the movie? You want to talk about the movie?
I suppose at some point we got to talk about the movie. Would you like to talk about?
Are you ready?
Would you like to talk about the part of the movie you enjoy first, or would you like me to talk about a part of the movie I enjoy first?
Sure. I just want to start with the opening scene, actually.
Okay, talk to me
'cause it's
about the opening
iconic.
scene.
So, in the opening scene of Face Off, the movie that we're talking about this week, I don't even know if we've said we were talking
We
about
haven't
Face
said we're
Off
talking
yet.
about Face Off, but there's a big button that says Face Off that I'm presuming you clicked if you got this.
That's true. That's true. It probably said Face Off. We're talking about how they take their faces off.
It either said episode 9 Face Off or season 2 episode 1 Face Off. If I decided to get spicy with it.
What if it just said season 2 episode 1 and then it didn't, like, there weren't any more season 2s?
It was just episode 10.
It was just like
after that.
season. Yeah, it just goes to 10. That'd be really stupid. It'd be funny though.
The Microsoft School of Naming.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking okay. So opening scene. First off, I gotta say, Face Off has a running joke through the movie where it's just people and faces. It's like I know that sounds like obvious, right? But I don't even know if it's supposed to be a joke, actually. But
I don't think so.
everybody's so focused on like touching each other's faces and making like motions of like face off, and like it looks insane.
There are also, in contributing to the insanity, like in text, they're all very focused on faces. They're all like fucking going nuts for each other's like faces and touching and rubbing on them and shit. But also the way the movie is shot is also extremely face oriented. Like it's like,
Yeah.
like every other scene is like a close up of someone like looking out of their fucking mind, like directly mugging the camera.
Yeah. And it's usually Nicolas Cage looking fucked, and I love it. But occasionally it's John Travolta doing like, what if Vincent Vega was like double Vincent Vega? Like just a little extra, you know? Still not a good actor, John Travolta.
No, not very.
Has no range, but his Vincent Vega, he can do it a little more. And that's what they pulled it out of him. They got that. But anyways, so in the first scene of the movie, you've got I think it starts out with fucking Nicolas Cage's mustache. It like that's the first memory I have when I'm watching this is Nicolas Cage with this caterpillar. This like beautiful caterpillar, probably fake, across his top lip. And it's just like, who is that? And he's just taking a sip out of a fucking soda. He's got a straw. He's just drinking a soda and holding a big old rifle. And like on a hill, not very well obscured from anything. Somebody would definitely notice him, but he's just doing it. And I got to respect that. He's looking through a scope and he sees on a merry-go-round his target, John Travolta, archer, with his son
In like,
And
it
John
looks like they're
Travolta's-
fucking hanging out in Chernobyl, by the way. It's like a merry-go-round in the middle of a forest with nobody else anywhere nearby at all.
It looks nuts. The whole scene looks fucking nuts. They're hanging out in the forest. Fucking, there's a merry-go-round. He's on the merry-go-round with his son. He's like cuddling his son and like looking him in the face and then rubbing his hand over his son's face, being like, yes,
This
face.
is the face that came from my loin.
Yeah. Which apparently is just a thing he does with people he loves. That seems to be his thing, is rubbing one hand over their face like he's closing their eyes, like they're dead. And I'm just like, what's happening here? So he goes to bring his son in for a big embrace, and fucking Nicolas Cage takes one big swig off that fucking soda, and then just fucking blasts him in the back and shoots him in the back, and it shoots through him and into his kid. And so everything gets all fucked up for a second. Everything is all cray. And fucking then all of a sudden you see John Travolta on the ground crawling towards his child, like very obviously wounded horribly.
Yeah.
And his child just has a bloody head. And it's just like, what the fuck happened here?
You know
the
what?
whole opening scene. It's it's immaculate. It's so fucking nuts.
Yeah, and it doesn't get less nuts from there. It just keeps fucking that. It takes that energy and it just takes the ball, runs with it all the way for the entire 2 hours and 18 minutes long run time of the fucking movie. Not once does it hit the brakes on that insane energy it starts with. What I really wish they expanded on from the opening scene is like right after his kid gets shot, there's all these like the camera keeps cutting around to like the merry-go-round at like these Dutch angles and the music starts getting like distorted. I really was hoping that there would be like a PTSD flashback for John Travolta looking at a merry-go-round later.
That would have been good. That would have been really good. There's like a whole bunch of little PTSD moments throughout the movie that I fucking love. Like when he meets fucking I mean, that's another scene I'll talk about. I'm gonna pump the brakes. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, we've talked about my scene. Monk, tell me about a scene you loved.
Scene that I love. So I'm a little bit less scene oriented than I think Brian is. I just wanna go over fucking John Travolta's role in the movie and take a more fucking holistic approach to that whole situation.
Yeah,
John Travolta.
It's a situation it is.
So from that opening scene, John Travolta is immediately established as like the biggest fucking sad sack piece of shit. Which is really like the only thing he can play. So my own journey with John Travolta's body of work began in 2008 when I was about 12 years old, watching the animated motion picture Bolt starring Miley Cyrus and also John Travolta. That's the only thing I knew John Travolta from for a long time.
Like, I just can't imagine being like, yes, this is how I know John Travolta for like I'm assuming decades.
I haven't been alive decades since then. I'm not in my 30s. I'm not a 30 cell yet.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but we're talking probably like
probably a decade. I was about 12, like probably 2008 because I saw it in theaters. So I was about 12, 11 years old. So probably a decade.
Had you seen any other Travolta before 2018?
Or 2018, I might have seen Pulp Fiction before that.
Okay, all right, okay.
Maybe.
Did you put it together that the dog and Vincent Vega were?
Well, I knew it was John Travolta who was the dog, and I knew it was John Travolta who was in Pulp, because whenever you like, I don't know if you're aware of the marketing campaign for Bolt 2008 starring Miley Cyrus and John Travolta, but they really do introduce the movie as Bolt starring Miley Cyrus and John Travolta like 8,000 times a day in the ads on Cartoon Network that I was watching.
Oh my god. That's nuts.
So yeah, it's not like it's like, oh, that voice is familiar. I wonder who that is when I was watching Pulp Fiction. It was like, oh, that's John Travolta. He's the guy from Bolt starring John Travolta and Miley Cyrus.
Oh God. How does that happen?
I'm sure I'm
Marketing.
not alone in this.
Probably not. Probably not. That's just fucking, as a 30 cell. Okay. As somebody of a
You were out
age,
here seeing Battlefield Earth in theaters back in the cult compound you were living in when you were.
I don't think I saw it in
Scientologist.
theaters. I don't think I saw it in theaters. I think I saw it on daytime television. It like immediately went to daytime television.
Even better.
It's the best. It's the best way to watch that movie. It really is. Anyways, John Travolta's body of work, and all of that.
So in this movie specifically, he is like a fucking sad sack piece of shit. He has like this. He's like, the movie takes place, I think it's like 6 years after that opening scene is where the majority of the movie takes place, and he is just harboring a fucking like grudge the whole time. Like he has this scar right over his heart from where the bullet passed through him and hit his son, and he is obsessed with that scar and maintaining it and never letting anything go whatsoever, and just being like just like the saddest piece of shit you ever met in your life. And I think that's really like the ideal kind of type of John Travolta role. I think after Battlefield Earth and Bolt 2008 starring Miley Cyrus and John Travolta, I think part of there are many reasons for John Travolta's decline, but I feel like I'm an expert in this guy because I saw Bolt 2008 starring Miley Cyrus and John Travolta.
So true.
And also because I am the same as him in that I am a white man with a big head. And I think the white man with the white man with a big head role in Hollywood, specifically the white man with a big head who can't act, has been totally subsumed by Ben Affleck now that John Travolta has simmered down to ashes.
How could you take that away from Alec Baldwin, though?
Alec Baldwin is dead to me, just like that guy.
So true. So true.
I think we were talking about creating I don't want to do this right now because I don't want to. But we need like a list of names of people that we have known beefs with on the podcast that people can refer to, so that if they see a celebrity in public, they know who to jeer at.
Yeah. Who to make evil eyes at,
Yeah.
Who to commit to spiritual warfare with.
Who to extend your arm and give a thumbs down to if you see them on the street. Who would you like our listeners to do that to?
Oh, that's tough. God, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Who do I hate? Who do I hate a lot? Let me think on it a moment. Let me think.
You want to marinate on it? I've got someone.
Yeah.
I got someone that people can say, I would rather you not be around me if they run into them on like the bus or some shit. It's Adolf Hitler, known enemy of the podcast.
Known enemy of the podcast.
Yeah,
Adolf
I'm putting his
Hitler.
name at the top of the fucking list of people we don't fuck with.
That's brave right there. That's real brave right
I know
there.
it's a controversial stance these days.
Yeah, it's a with Nicholas running around out there, repping the brand, I mean, and Ye, they're both into it right now. So,
Yeah, he's kind of making a comeback, and frankly, don't care for it.
He's not a fan. Let's see. Oh, I guess actors that I think that like we should have beef with, probably Elon Musk. Because he keeps infiltrating movies all the fucking time. And not just in like form, but also in just like in icon. Like there's like when in fucking Star Trek, they're like, oh, fucking Elon Musk, middle school, high school, university. It's just like
Elon
fucking,
Musk daycare center.
hey, how about Elon? Not so much, thank you. El not.
How about Eel rather not do that?
What if how about that? I don't know. I could probably come up with a list of people that I
But
don't
Elon.
appreciate. Yeah, how about the Elon over there, okay?
Okay, so let's start the list right now. Number
Okay.
1 on the list, Elon Musk. Number
Adolf
2,
Hitler.
Adolf
Oh,
Hitler.
number 1. Number 2, Adolf Hitler. Wow. Damn. You know, true though. True. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like him. I just don't like him.
Yeah. So fucking John Travolta. So I am going to just the main. I'm sure you fucking know what Face Off is to an extent. John Travolta and fucking Nick Cage. The main hook of the movie is that they switch faces. they go under a surgery, and fucking John Travolta becomes Nicolas Cage, and Nicolas Cage becomes John Travolta, and hilarity ensues. But like fucking like John Travolta is going under the surgery because he needs to like blackmail his he needs to get into getting good graces with his brother because there's some fucking bomb or some bullshit. It doesn't matter.
It literally ends up not mattering at all. Yeah.
Yeah. But so fucking he goes under and he's getting his whole body and shit remodeled to look like Nicolas Cage to trick his brother into telling him where the bomb is. And he points to like the scar from where Nicolas Cage shot it. After 5 minutes ago, he's having a conversation with his wife about how he's gonna forget everything and he's gonna one last job and then he's gonna move on with his life. And he like immediately after that, he's at the doctor's pointing at the scar on his chest, going like, "This scar is very important to me. I want you to put it back when I'm done with the operation." Just like such a fucking 1-2 punch of like, I'm going to move on with my life, but I still have to keep living in the pain that I once suffered.
John Travolta needs therapy in this movie, and that therapy apparently is killing Castor. That's the only thing that'll fix it.
Yep.
Yep, that's it. And he didn't know that Castor was still alive. So it's like metaphysical attachment to Castor on top of that. Right?
Yeah. There's like this whole arc of the movie where he gets stuck in Castor, who is Nick Cage's body. Let's name the characters. John Travolta plays what's his name?
Something Archer. Like Nicholas Archer, maybe?
I don't know, Nick Archer. Michael Archer.
Know. Mike.
No.
Everyone just calls him Archer.
Yeah. Agent Archer.
Yeah.
Some shit.
Agent.
And
yeah, fucking Fed Archer, you know?
Yeah. Nicolas Cage is Castor.
Something Castor. Castor. Wait. No, Castor's first name. That's right. Castor, but
Troy.
Castor. Troy. That's right.
Troy Archer.
Castor Troy.
Castor Troy.
Oh,
fuck! They both have white dude names.
They both have stupid names that nobody cares about, so they just call him the other name.
Yeah,
it's like and of course, as everyone noticed, it's Castor and Pollux. It's always Castor and Pollux. Okay, I get it. You've read a classic. Yada yada yada. Okay, sure.
But yeah,
because Castor's brother is Pollux. But just in case you were wondering,
thanks for summarizing that for anyone who has ever read a book.
Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. Here to help.
Yeah, but he's like fucking. He's just completely obsessed with him, and to the point where like there's like a pivot midway through the movie where he's living in Castor's body, he's in Castor's home, in bed with Castor's wife, talking to Castor's son who looks like his son who died, and he like has like sort of like he doesn't follow through with this, but he sort of has like this brief Like, it almost hints as if he's having a change of heart about who he wants to be moving forward. And it's really like a movie about how nobody wants to be John Travolta, star of Bolt 2008, starring Miley Cyrus and John Travolta.
That's so fair. That's so fair. You know, nobody wants to have a dead child. I get it. And have that haunt you for the rest of your life. But that does come to a resolution. I'll tell you what, it sure does at the end of the movie. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the end of the movie, or do you want to talk about something else?
I think I want to talk about something else first. I really want to talk about the fucking like crime house.
Crime house.
I don't know what to call it.
That's where they have that pivotal moment, in the crime house.
There's like a lot of, I mean, that's where the first part of that arc happens, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, you're gonna go and hang out at the crime house of the people that you used to be chasing around. These like, I mean, you know, hey, you know, I'm an anti-cop person, but like, these people are bad. These people are legitimately very bad, right? So, you know, welcome to Crime House. You got the I don't remember any of their names because this movie's really bad about training you to remember names. That's literally there's you pretty much hear two names the entire movie, and it's Castor and Archer. Well, occasionally Pollux too.
Yeah. You hear
everyone
Eve
else just has like a Eve. Yeah, Eve.
Eve, Archer's wife.
Is his name Adam? No. Is his name Adam?
I don't think it's Adam. I really hope it's not Adam. Hold on.
If it's Adam Archer, I'm gonna fucking
no. But Adam is fucking Nick Cage's kid's name, right?
Okay,
because he calls him Michael, and it freaks Adam out. Because Michael's the name of his kid. He's like, Adam, meet your dad, and his dad starts just grabbing his face and calling him Michael over and over again.
Wait, and Eve's the daughter, right?
No, Eve's the wife.
That's weird. That's weird movie, okay? Just gonna throw that out there. That's a little weird. I don't know what Castor and Pollux have to do with this like arc of the movie
Sean
at all.
Archer. It's fucking Sean.
It's
Of
Sean.
course it's Sean. What a name.
So
if your name's Sean, I think you might as well just fucking like not have a name. No?
Yeah, for sure. And that's why he's just called Archer. No, but Sean is the name of God, the true name of God, and therefore, you know, all this that's why it's all happening.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's true.
Anyways, we go to Nameless Crime House, where you meet Castor's girl. No, not there yet. We meet Castor's like
his posse,
business associate, his whole posse, and they're all like, "Hey, you're still alive! Wow, I'm so excited! I was scared for a second, but now I'm excited." And they bring him in, and they're all hanging out in the
Castor,
living room of this massive
just to make sure this is clear, Castor at this point is Archer.
Yeah, that's right. Castor is Archer, and Archer is Castor. So Archer's in here looking like Castor. So everybody's like, "Oh wow, Castor, you're alive." And it's Archer, but nobody knows that it's Archer except for Archer. So they're all hanging out, and he's like, "I need help killing Archer, who is Castor." To these people, and they're like, "Yeah, let's do it." They're like, "We can get you out of town." He's like, No. I want to kill Archer." And so everyone's like, "All right, we can do that." And so they're like starting to hatch a plan, doing drugs, hanging out, and fucking Nicolas Cage is there just doing the most, just sitting there looking like he's in like a K-hole.
Yeah, they like
waters with powders in them.
He's like fucking like out of his mind. Like he's like pointing his gun at people randomly. And like, it's like so fun.
They give him the iconic box, the box with the chiclets and the two guns. Why chiclets? Why does he like chiclets so much? It's never talked about. Is it product placement?
It's because Nick Cage demanded to have them on set.
I hope that's true.
He was munching on chiclets in between scenes. I don't know if that's true.
That'd fucking rock. I would really appreciate if it was like, oh yeah, well that was on Nicolas Cage's rider, so we just decided to put it in the scenes too. Why not? This movie is so cokey,
Yeah.
you know. It's I don't know. Everything's fucked all the time. Everyone seems fucked up. I mean, not everyone. Some of the characters are a little more reserved, but like you do have John Travolta trying to do his best Nicolas Cage impression, which is awful.
Not good.
and then you also have Nicolas Cage doing a Travolta impression, which is okay.
Here's what I think. I think Cage's Travolta is exceptionally good. The problem is that he's better at being Travolta than Travolta.
Nicolas Cage, I don't know if everybody agrees with this, but I'm just going to go on a limb here and say that Nicolas Cage is one of my favorite actors. And that sounds insane. I know.
What was the other Cage movie? The fucking fake Five Nights at Freddy's one that we watched like a couple nights ago?
Yeah, Willy's Wonderland. Fucking the acting that he does in that movie. He has no lines in that movie. He is purely acting through his body and facial expressions, and it works. It's great. It's fucking fantastic.
So good.
The movie's a bit of a potato, but it's a good potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's fucking yeah. Nicolas Cage is actually a really good actor. He just always gets cast in the silliest roles. And so you have all these things where they're like, "Hey, Nicholas, can you run around and act crazy?" And he's like, "Fuck yeah." Fuck yeah. And he will do it. And they often won't give him like a whole lot more direction than that, it seems like. And he just runs around going, all the time, and it's like okay, that's fine, and it works sometimes. But when he like buckles down on a role, that shit's fucking spot on. Fucking love you, Nicolas Cage. Come on the podcast.
We got our naughty list with Adolf Hitler and fucking Elon Musk on it. Nicolas Cage, you're on the nice list. You're on the tip of the hat. Nicolas Cage.
Can we just throw Hugh Grant on there for no reason too?
You on the kill list or the fuck list?
On the whoa. I mean on the bad list. On the bad list. Let's not say the K word, okay? Whew.
You wouldn't kill Adolf Hitler, Brian?
I just want to be visited by an agent, okay?
Oh, okay.
Had too much of that in my life already, okay? Keep them away. Oh God. I swear this Zoomer I hang out with is gonna be the death of me.
I'm not a Zoomer, I'm a Zillennial.
I'm a Zillennial though. Oh shit. Okay. Back to the scene. So in this scene, that all happens, and it at the end of like sitting in this room talking with his goons, fucking Archer, who looks like Castor, is sitting there and being like, "Hey, I know what I'm gonna do. I want to take his face off," and starts gesturing that he like grabs his face and like throws it. He's like, "I want to take his face off," and everybody else is like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "I just want to take his face off, do a little surgery, take his face off." And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I'm gonna go to bed now because I just took some weird drugs." And so he goes off to bed, right? And then all of the goons are standing around, like, don't give him any more drugs. And then the major goon is like, "But we're gonna take his face off," and does it so artfully. And I just love that hand gesture so much. He grabs his face and goes, "Take the face off." And I'm doing it right now. You can't see it, but I'm doing it right now, okay? And it's fucking fantastic. It's fucking fantastic. It's god, that scene just it's so good.
It's an amazing scene. I also, the cherry on top is the immediate aftermath of that scene where he's like fucking like an indeterminate amount of time passes and it like cuts between like he's falling down and upside down and then he gets up and he splashes water on his face and sees himself in the mirror and like points a gun at himself and he's like, I'm not me, I'm me.
Shit slaps so fucking hard. Oh god. Yeah, and so that happens, and then he like falls asleep, I think. No, he's like he's doing that, and then he he falls asleep, and then somebody walks into the room and he like wakes up from a dead sleep and points a gun at her, and it's like, oh, this is Castor's girlfriend. And so she thinks that he's Castor. And so she's like, oh, you and don't point a gun at me, but also fuck you, and I'm gonna leave. And then she's like, I don't know, into him still, and jumps on top of him, and they like tries to.
She very specifically says, "What do you want me to do? Jump on you? Were you expecting me to jump on you?" And then immediately she jumps on.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, okay. So I mean, and that tells you a lot about the relationship, right? It's like one of those weird, abusive on and off again relationships, and that's what they have. It's like, okay, and you find out that Castor and this woman have a child, Adam, and it's like, oh,
Adam was the same shitty bowl cut as as Archer's son.
Yeah, as Archer's son. Archer's son's Michael, right? Mike.
No, Archer's
it's all
son
coming back
is
to
Adam. Castor's son is Michael. Wait, no, you're right.
Backwards.
No, yeah, you're right. God damn it,
that's backwards. Okay. Yeah, this movie is about people having identity crises, and also is impossible to keep track of because everybody is identity crisis city, and so it's a nuts movie. But yeah, so he meets the kid and then starts hugging the kid and has a PTSD flashback thing because of the kid's hair. It's just like, you look like my son, and so he hugs the child and starts calling him Michael, and the woman's like, you're scaring him, what the fuck? And then a huge gun battle starts. Oh god. And meanwhile, Castor, who looks like Archer, is standing on the roof just like cackling as all these FBI agents raid the fucking the house.
Yeah,
he's just like
something that did you? I don't want to cut you off. There was more about that scene that you want to discuss. Something just more generally about the movie that I'd like to bring everyone's attention to. It's very easy to lose track of this for the hour-long runtime of the movie where they're just like saying each other's names and looking menacingly at a mirror. But this is a John Woo movie, and it's a pretty good John Woo movie too.
Yeah,
like it has all of the John. I've never been like a John Woo scholar or anything like that, even though I do appreciate one when it's on. But it has all of the John Woo tropes that I'm aware of, at least. Because everyone's always they're pulling out two guns and shooting each other, like sliding and jumping around like it's Max Payne. There's like fucking at the end of the movie, there's like doves that get released. I think maybe at the beginning too. Maybe I'm misremembering it. And like it's in addition to like the movie, like they do a good job, I think, of not overdoing the fight scenes where it like gets boring. It's like, oh, they're just running around acting crazy, although they do that sometimes. Because there's just this inherent like psychotic energy just underlying the entire fucking structure of the movie, that when people start shooting each other and they like pull out two guns and it looks like any action scene of the movie, you could imagine them just doing like a big line of coke and then immediately pulling out their guns and diving at each other or some shit like that. It's incredibly like the drama of every like action shot of the movie is just turned up to 10 every time.
Yeah, it's so amped.
It's completely and utterly art in every scene.
Yeah. And the way that it's like the metaphors are like really out in the open of what's happening.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that because like people are really bad at noticing metaphors in movie a lot of the time. And this one, it's like literally you have a scene where Archer and Castor, who look like each other, are standing on opposite sides of a wall that has a mirror on both sides of it. And they're both just looking, they're like talking through it. And then they're like, well, I guess we're just going to have to shoot each other back up and stare at a picture of themselves on the wall because of the mirror. No, the picture of their enemy through the wall. But they don't look like their enemy. I mean, they look like their enemy. So they're seeing it in the mirror and then they shoot at each other through the wall. And it's just
you remember the line of dialogue
like,
immediately before that?
No, I don't. What was it?
It was like fucking Castor as Archer is saying to Archer as Castor that they're both, I'm sure we both preferred things the way they are. Let's switch back.
Yeah.
And Archer says no. And Castor goes, I guess it's time for plan B. We kill each other.
This movie, God, fucking, oh God. Also, we haven't brought up one of my favorite things yet, which is the premonition.
Yeah.
Which was when Danny Masterson was in the movie.
This is like one of, I think, the most aged like milk rolls I think I've seen in a long time in a movie.
I know, right? It was like, oh, it's Danny Masterson, and he's playing a young man rapist, and yeah, okay, so that's happening right there, and then fucking Castor comes out as Archer and just like beats the shit out of him. But it's just so like just amazing that, you know, it'd be like, oh yeah, you know, you do this in real life. Well, you can do this in a movie too. What is this? What is this? A fucking Harvey Weinstein movie or something like that? You know,
let
like,
me
what's
check.
going on?
Let me actually look
That's
at that.
a good question, you know.
It is funny too how that leads into like a sort of a Chekhov's gun moment, you know, where this is Castor pretending to be Archer, pretending to be Archer's daughter's father.
Yeah.
And they like he beats the shit out of Danny Masterson, noted bad person, also on the list with Elon and Hitler.
Absolutely. Put Danny on the list.
So he like beats the shit out of him, and then like has this talk with Archer's daughter, like telling her like, you dress like it's Halloween and only ghouls are gonna sleep with you.
Yeah.
And what he does as like a parenting moment is he gives her a cigarette and a knife and like tells her how to stab a man right in the thigh and twist it to stop that shit. He's like, you let him unzip his pants next time, and then you get his ass.
Yeah, it's like
It's
fucking the most like pull yourself up by your bootstrap shit. I don't know, because it's just like, it's so like, well, if you insist to be you know, a weirdo, well then I guess you're gonna need a knife. It's like, okay, well, sure. I don't know. It's not the worst, but it's not good.
What's very funny about it is that he hands her like a CS:GO ass knife that he's doing like tricks with, and then at the end of the movie, this like it's a mirrored moment where fucking Castor as Archer is grabbing Archer's daughter and holding her hostage and like licking the side of her face, and she pulls out the knife and does exactly what Castor taught her to and stabs him in the thigh and twists it.
Yep. So Chekhov, much gun.
Extremely Chekhov.
Oh god. Yeah, this movie's it's not like some, it's not some art piece, right? But it's like,
I would call it an art piece. Maybe that's a hot
you'd
take.
call it an art piece?
I think the movie is shot in a way that's very extreme. It's extremely like has a lot of aesthetic intent behind it. I think that the writing is fucking bananas. I think the writing being bananas works for what they're doing. I think it's Kino. I think Face Off is Kino. This is maybe you can call me the Joker if you want, but I think Face Off is Kino.
Yeah. I'm not gonna fight it. It's fine. It's basically, yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what to do next. What to do next in here. I don't know if I don't know. I feel like I've gotten through like the stuff that I really want to talk about. I mean, I guess I want to talk about the very last scene, but that should wait for the end, I think.
Well, I don't have anything left, so we can
you don't have
go
anything
to
left?
that.
All right, well, I'm just gonna go ahead then. So in the last scene, we've got finally Archer is back in Archer's body. Archer's returned to Archer. And so Archer walks in to the house, and his family lovingly comes through. Everybody hugs him. They're all like, "Oh, you're back. We love you." Despite all this long term trauma that they all seem to be sharing, and that keeps them all apart for like the entire movie. Everything's just kind of solved now, which is, okay, I guess you want to tie it up, sure. But as they get in, it's like, oh, hugs. And then Archer's like, I got one little surprise for everybody. And, being a cynical movie watcher, one might assume that it's going to be like, I'm still Castor or something like that, right? But no, what they do is they the child that Castor's child, Adam, who now has no parents, gets brought into the room, and it's like, we got a new kid. And everybody's just cool. Everybody's just cool with it.
That kid's gonna grow up and be so fucked.
Yeah, and it's so true. And everybody starts putting their hand over each other's faces in the way that happens at the beginning of the movie. And it feels like a cult, and it feels psychotic. And I love it. I love it so much.
Hello, new child. Please step into this room we have kept fully furnished with all of Michael's, your dead adopted brother's possessions for 6 years.
It's really dusty in here, but this is all yours. You get to live in here now with the FBI agent. You know that life you were living before with all the drug dealers and international criminals? Well, no more. You are now living with an FBI agent in the trauma house. Welcome to Trauma House. Everybody's got weird trauma about a dead child, and you are now that child. You have the same haircut, so everybody's just going to imprint on you immediately in the creepiest way possible. Welcome. It's so dark and evil in a way that I feel like is easy to miss. It's just so easy to miss how fucking twisted this shit is.
It is fucked. It is like one of the most fucked things I've seen in a movie. No, that's not true. But it is fucked in a way that is.
Yeah, this isn't Gamer.
Yeah, God,
come on now. Come
No,
on,
you're
it's not
correct.
gamer. But yeah, that's and that's how they end the fucking movie. Is they're just like, new kid, thumbs up.
It's okay. We healed our trauma by replacing our child and killing their parents.
I got the scar from the bullet removed now because I'm over it. But I'm also gonna replace my child with a simulacrum of my child. That is just another person's child. In fact, my enemy's child, who just looks like my child, kinda.
Yeah. That kid's gonna grow up and be just grow up and be fucked in the head. That's probably Face Off 2, I think, is that kid getting revenge for his dad.
I think that's probably right.
I think
It's
they
like,
literally thought about, we could make a sequel too where he grows up and then never did it.
Yeah, he grows up and finds out about his dad and becomes an international criminal, therefore proving that it is that evil is in the blood.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'm glad they didn't do that. You know,
what's the career path look like to become like a caster type international criminal, where you've got like a private jet and this posse and shit like that? What do you have to? What's like the starter job for that? Or I don't think it's goon or henchman. I don't think there's actually any upward mobility in that role, despite what you're being told.
I think it's bud tender.
Bud tender, yeah. I think
No, that
that's
was
what
just a
your
funny
life
thing
could
to
be
say.
if you stole the homewrecker weed idea from me and then paid me royalties.
That's true. That's
You
true.
don't
could
pay
be
me
a bud tender.
royalties. You don't pay me royalties. I'll send my agents after you.
Agents. I have many agents. They're all gay.
That's also true.
Everyone, I don't know if you know this, but everyone Monk knows. Everyone. That's probably not true. But a lot of people. Monk hangs out with a lot of. Monk is a friend to the LGBTs. The LGBTQ. And we appreciate that, of course. But I would question the possible efficacy of my people as agents trying to return the homewrecker weed.
Yeah. Well, as long as no one had to drive to accomplish that, then I think it would be all okay.
That's so true. That's so true.
You have anything else to talk about? With the
I'm
movie?
actually. No, I think I'm good.
There's one thing I wanted to mention really quickly because I forgot about it.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Castor has a brother, and it's
oh my God, Pollux, yeah.
Pollux is actually
Pollux.
I don't think there's very much I have to say about him because he's kind of just a weird nerd the entire movie. I just wanted to ask you, Brian, if you think Pollux and Castor explored each other's bodies at any point prior to the events of the film.
Ooh,
I kind of do get brother incest vibe from them a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, you have that like moment on the plane where Pollux is watching. Pollux is watching Winters suck on Castor's tongue, which seemed really excited when Castor started talking about how he can eat a peach for hours.
There's also the scene where Archer as Castor meets Pollock for the first time, and they're in prison, and like someone's picking a fight with Archer, and Archer like is looking over to Pollux the whole time, looking for his reactions to see if he's being a good Castor or not. And like he he looks, when he's not beating people up, he looks disappointed, but when he is, he's like, oh, he's into it. He's like, oh yeah.
I don't know. I didn't read that as like brother, but
yeah.
But maybe
I'll
give you a maybe. Okay. It's hard to say for sure. We don't honestly get that much of Pollux, except for Pollux just being like, yeah, I like to watch. Which
I think that's the dynamic you've just identified, is he likes to watch.
Yeah, and that's
That's an honorable
hey, that's
place to be, I think.
it's a little more respectable. I'm a big I'm a watch cell, so solidarity with Pollux
The watchers out there.
on that only. On that one thing only. Yeah.
Are you a watcher
Yeah.
or are you a listener?
I'm a little bit of both, honestly. Are you hey audience, are you a listener?
I think
To us right
all
now
of our...
on Edging with Trash and Monk.
I'm Monk.
And I'm Trash. That's such a dumb gag. I can't believe we're doing that. I'm loving it though. I'm loving it. That's why I keep doing it, but it is really dumb.
You know what other
do we
dumb
have-
gag I love?
What's that?
It's looking at the fucking mailbag where no one emails us.
Goddamn, you just beat me to it because I was going to ask if we got any mail.
We do actually
Let's
have
go.
an email from Alex Sanfilippo
Okay.
with the subject line, "Would love to connect," smiley face.
Hell yeah.
Hey, congrats on your success with your show. I immediately noticed you've released more episodes than most podcasters ever do. Keep it up. I'd love to listen to the show to support it. What's one of your favorite recent episodes that I can start with? Drop me a link so I can listen. On my end, I created a quiz called Pod Score. It's a data-driven free quiz that helps podcasters reach their goals faster. Plus, it tells you which of the 12 podcaster personality types you are. I'm the software-savvy savant. I'd love for you to take the quiz. When you send me your recent favorite episode, let me know your podcaster personality type too.
Hey, do you want to take a personality quiz? No, I don't. It was so close to not being an ad,
They also have like a
I'm a-
link for a service called Podmatch. Matching pod, it's like Tinder for podcasts.
Oh wow, we could find our pod match.
We could find our very own Nick Mullen.
We could have our pod kiss.
We could have a Frotcast.
Broadcast. It's like The Sims, but with podcasts. I'm gonna make the pods kiss.
Yeah,
Ooh,
and
time for the pods to woohoo. Alviganon.
Dobby Dobby. Uba Dabba Doo.
Good night, hello.
We should do an episode that's just in Simlish for April Fool's.
That'd be sick.
The whole hour-long runtime, it's only Simlish.
That'd be so advanced. That'd be like such an advanced podcast. I would love that.
Yeah.
What's not to love,
That's true. You know
I
what?
love
Where
some
you can
nonsense.
show all of the love that you have in your heart, listener. Send us an email. Brian, do you have anything you want to
It'd
talk
make
about?
my day. Want to talk about?
Want to talk about? Want to promote? Want to spread the gospel of?
I don't know. Play tabletop games is fun.
Yeah.
Also, apropos of nothing, do that. Okay, have some fun. Have
Yeah.
a fun life. Okay, life's
I'm-
short. Play some games. Okay.
You're entitled to your opinion.
I
that
guess
fun
it's
is
like
good.
if I can check out the internet. I hear it's pretty good. I got some things on the internet you can check out if you want to look at the jokes I make. You can look at the Twitter or the Blue Sky, where I'm Trashcan1312 on Twitter, and on Blue Sky it's Brian Trash. And then also if you want to find me on not IMDb. Am I high? If you want to find me on Letterboxd, where I do reviews of these movies, and also other movies. I also have a list of the movies that we do, as well as a very short description of those movies. Letterboxd Brian Trash. Shocking, I know. And I guess that's it. How about you? What you got?
What I got at cursed_monk or at cursed monk. It's me, unless it's not. If you find anything that says Cursed Monk Records, that's not me. That's some fucking poser out there.
Posers.
But if you find
Metal
something where someone
musician
looks like
asked.
they're unwell and need to be institutionalized, that's probably me.
That's Monk. That's our Monk. Yeah, all right. Is that it?
I think that's it. If you're listening to this at night, have a good night. If you're listening to this during the day, shame on you.
Until the next time, may the deep dish keep you and save you.
Yeah.
I did it wrong, but I don't care. Let's go.